Hello everyone from Johannesburg, South Africa. My name is Mikal.
My name is Lwam.
And we are currently at the African Women in Dialogue conference here in Johannesburg, representing Eritrea. And today I'm going to be talking with Luwam about the word Habesha. I've been talking to y'all about my Habesha photo project, and I'm really excited to be talking to someone who was born in Eritrea for YouTube today. As I've explained, my project has talked with over 20 Ethiopians and Eritreans from different birthplaces, ages, ethnicities, religions. And today we're going to be learning about Luwam and what her experience and relationship to the word Habesha is.
Okay, thank you first of all for inviting me. My name is Lwam, as I told, and I'm 31 years old. I born in Eritrea and raised in Eritrea, capital city Asmara. The word Habesha, I'm identified by the word of Habesha.
Then what does the word Habesha mean to you?
For me, as a person who grew up and born in Eritrea, but now I'm living outside of Eritrea, the word Habesha is a lot for me, because whenever I go, when I introduce to new person, they ask me where I'm from, and I told them from Eritrea. Where is Eritrea? Because so many people didn't know where Eritrea located. Then I have to tell them the location in relation of Ethiopia and the other parts of African part, and most of them they try to don't believe me I'm from Africa because but you don't look like Africans in communication. So in order to tell them I'm from Africa, but why I don't look like African, I have to use the word Habesha and I'm trying to tell the story of Habesha. Even I'm not like expertise in the Habesha words and the meaning, but I use Habesha every day to introduce myself and to tell where I came from.
So you said the story of Habesha. What is the story of the word Habesha to you?
I didn't know a lot, but from where I know and I search is the word Habesha means is mixed people. As most of us we know that Eritrean, the Tigrinya people with the Amhara and Tigray people, they came from Arab and mixed with the other people from Africa, those who were living already inhabitant in Africa. We are mixed. You can notice from in different way the culture, the body structure, hair, and even the lifestyle we live. For me, even I'm not expert, but for me, the Habesha is there is something you can find only in Eritrea, Ethiopia, those who look like together the same.
You said you weren't an expert, so totally okay if there's not knowledge beyond this. But in terms of the Arabs coming over, do you have any idea who, when, how that mixture happened?
I don't know exactly where the time, but it was a long time ago. There were the people as we learn in school, like the Cushitic, Semitic, and Nilotic groups in Eritrea. There were Nilotic and Cushitic before Semitic. So I'm not expert actually.
No. But this, you don't have to be an expert to talk about this project. This is just talking to people about their experience, their knowledge. And I think people are going to be interested in hearing what someone from Eritrea has to say, especially because, can you also mention when you left Eritrea, how old you were when you left, and if they use the word back home?
In Eritrea, back home, we use a lot. That because we learn in school. The time Habesha is the one we live in Kabesa, the highland. We use these words a lot. Not specific Habesha, but the Semitic and where come from and how they integrate with the people. But we know and we use it because Habesha it's already now in our life mixed Kedan Habesha. We call Kedan Habesha. Our dress is Kedan Habesha. And everything we use Habesha. As I grow up in Asmara, we use Habesha a lot. I'm aware when I was in my country. From Eritrea, I go out when I'm 26.
So 2019, 2020?
Yeah.
I would love to hear how you kind of see the relationship between your Habesha identity and your Eritrean identity.
For me, when I was in Eritrea, it's all the same. Habesha, Eritrea is for me. It's not different. I didn't differentiate it. But when I go out from Eritrea, I have to use Not it's about proud to be make proud, be Habesha, but in order to understand people that I am from Eritrea, because Eritrea is a small country, so many people didn't know. And in order to tell about, to speak about our culture and our country, and also the relationship with Ethiopia, because so many people asked me if someone knows about Africa, you are from Ethiopia, something like this. So in order to explain everything, why we look like we with Ethiopia, why our culture is the same, and why we dress the same, and the difference, in order to say that I have to. When I go out from Eritrea, it's part of like my identity, like because I use every day in order to explain anyone about who am I, to include everyone, even Ethiopia. When I speak about Ethiopia and about Eritrea and the relationship, everything, it's Habesha is important for me.
I can imagine you use it more in the diaspora.
Of course, yes.
So how has your relationship with the word evolved? It sounds like I hear that you're using it to better represent and communicate who you are, but do you feel that's changed your relationship to the word at all?
Not exactly, but like there is something that you felt belongingness or something, or when you go outside from your country, you search for someone who look like you, and the Habesha, everything is important. Even when I go in the road, like in Italy and other place of the world, when I meet someone look like Habesha, and then if they not like they don't know the words Habesha, so what? And okay, I'm sorry. If it's Habesha, yes, I'm Habesha. So it's part of like makes us feeling at home or feeling someone look like you in a world that it's very few Habesha can able to find. For me, when I go outside from Eritrea, it's the word that I use it, and I felt home, like to use and to find someone who look like me. Not only the face, the body, and also the culture, the food, everything.
I love that it feels like home. I think that's how a lot of people feel. It like can be used as a way to build community, and I think, like you said, despite the tumultuous relationship between Eritrea and Ethiopia, when you leave your homeland and you see someone similar to you, I think it's more important the similarities than the differences. But speaking on the differences, I know that when you left Eritrea, you spent some time in Ethiopia, in both Tigray and in Addis. So I would love to hear also kind of how that experience was for you when you left Eritrea. Like, how was your identity challenged? How has your relationship with Ethiopia or the Ethiopian identity evolved?
As a person, when I go to Ethiopia, in Tigray, or also in Addis Ababa, because I was living in Addis Ababa for almost 2 years, and in Tigray it was like 60 days, like 2 months. As a person, I don't feel anything culturally, because the food, everything is nice and look like the same with me, so it's not new. Politically, as Eritreans, I felt so many things like that I couldn't explain, like how. But as Eritrean, you feel fear and so many stuff. But at the same time, also in Ethiopia, they welcomed me because most of the time when they know I'm Eritreans, we are brothers and sisters, and so on. People also, it's hard to recognize you like outside of the Ethiopians if you don't speak. If you speak, they can notice you. But if you don't speak, nobody notices you. So you can live like peaceful life. If I were going to Sudan, or if I were going to Kenya, it's obvious. In Ethiopia, for me, it's the same. And also when I go to other parts of the world, when I found Ethiopia, like when we know both of us are like Habesha, is whatever it's Eritrean or Ethiopian, it doesn't care, because we can understand each other in different way, like culturally.
I think a lot of Eritreans can sometimes not want to identify with the word because they feel so strong in their Eritrean identity, but I appreciate your perspective and you sharing how, your Eritrean identity exists alongside your Habesha identity, and they don't necessarily have to be in conflict with one another.
Of course, for me, they didn't conflict. Both words is more a reference to me, especially when I use in a broader way, I use Habesha. When I use in a small way, I use Eritrea. for me, the words using Habesha is more important culturally, because like for me, as I'm an Eritrean woman, and also as I'm coming from the highland area, Habesha area, culturally, religiously, and everything, I look like more with the Ethiopian people. And by the borderline, by the nation, I look like with other Eritrean people. So for me, it gives diversity and also feeling like not like fixed, feeling more to be open to anyone. And also in between Eritrean and Ethiopians, the word Habesha, there are a lot of meaning because of the war. People hate each other. So I prefer to use Habesha because it makes you all in the same box. When you use Ethiopia, Eritrea or something, it makes you more like far away. Yeah. I used to use the words of Habesha when I speak, especially when I don't know someone but who look like me. Like if I go to someone, are you Eritrean? Like it's more offensive. If you say Habesha, you include everyone. It could be from both of the side. For me, it gives me peace, and also at the same time, it gives me to see openly my mind to other Habesha people.
In terms of diversity, I know you said the religion is the same. Something that has come up in my project a lot is that Orthodox Christianity has a very strong, I guess, foundation in the Habesha identity. So I would love to hear from your perspective, especially as someone who grew up in Eritrea, what that looks like for you. And like, I know that there are Muslims who identify as Habesha, but do you feel like the Habesha identity is rooted more in Christianity? And if so, how does that impact the word and the community built around it?
Historically, that's like Habesha, if we say like logically Habesha come from Arab, it's so hard to say all the Habesha were Christian. Like it's unreality. But as a person also, as I observe, like in Eritrea, there are Orthodox, Muslim, and Catholic, and other religions also identify as Habesha. So in Ethiopia also at the same, in Tigray there are Muslim, Christian, Habesha, even in Amhara also. So Orthodox Christianity comes to our land is after the Habesha arrived. Yeah, maybe they changed, but like historically Habesha comes as Arab and started living in the Midra Habesha or the land of Habesha. So for me, I don't think so. But because of the population in Eritrea and Ethiopia are more like the population are more like Christian and also Orthodox, maybe people consider like that. But for me, I don't feel.
In terms of like in Eritrea, like I guess outside of religion with the other ethnic groups that are Cushitic or Nilotic, how does the Habesha community interact within Eritrea?
Within Eritrea, as we know, like in Eritrea after the independence, the national way of thinking is arriving. All the 9 ethnicity have their own language, their own religion and everything. But I know some of my friends, when I was in high school and in college, I didn't know some Kunama and all the other ethnicity, they don't want to refer their as Habesha because they are not Habesha. But after that conversation with my friends, I understand they are not Habesha. So for them, they didn't want to refer to Habesha. But generally, people didn't know a lot, and also the majority of Eritrean people also Habeshas. I don't think so. It's Habesha with the Eritrean people has make some problem. Maybe personally, yes. As a people, it differs from one person to another person, the opinion. But at the collective, I don't think so. It's a problem.
For viewers, this is a very short version of the conversation that I usually have with people. There's usually a lot more layers, and I think it's also the conversations I've had with my interviewees were more specific to the diaspora experience. But because you were coming from Eritrea, I really want to learn more about that experience. So to close out our interview, I would love to hear more. You were saying that in the highlands you use Habesha a lot. And obviously it will vary from person to person, but in Eritrea you feel like as a collective this word has been embraced, and I guess even with the folks who are more nationalist or who may have more animosity towards Ethiopia, do you feel like they still have this close relationship with the word?
The word Habesha we use as a supportive not like at the main, because most of the Eritrea you speak like Eritreans, not like we use Habesha in different way, but we didn't like. If you are in Eritrea, also it's so hard to use like Habesha in everyday life. Like you can use Habesha culture, you can say Habesha dress, you can use in different way Habesha. For me, is my experience with Habesha is when you go out from the country, when you start to explain everyone your identity. Is for me it's important, because after people asked me like where I'm from Eritrea, where is Eritrea located? Near Ethiopia, in the Horn of Africa. We know Ethiopia. In the Horn of Africa, you look like the same or something. It comes, like, and I'm a Habesha. It's not. I didn't use in this way.
Yeah.
But as identity, it explains, and the people also easily to understand to other people. It's not the same with the other ethnicity in Eritrea. The way we dress, the way we eat, everything is different, and also the way we look.
Eritrea is so diverse, and I think that's one of the things that I also want to put in this project is that the word Habesha, I'm not trying to say that people should or should not use the word. I'm asking folks if they identify with the word based on their identity. And I feel like for the people who do identify with the word, it means a lot for the culture and a lot for connecting with others, especially when you have left Eritrea and Ethiopia. But that doesn't mean that we have to impress this word on other people. Within Eritrea and Ethiopia, there's also diverse identities that we can embrace and support within the country.
Of course, because like what I wanted to say is like when we refer Eritrea, there are a very diverse society. Yeah, we are not the same but the majority is Habesha. And when you go out, you find someone also related to you. It's in neighbor countries, and everything. If you find another Habesha from everything is related. So it's culturally when you go out, especially as you and those who born outside of Eritrea, you need to mention your identity every time to anyone, because you are not born in a Habesha land, but you are still your Habesha, There are some people even in Eritrea, the Habesha, they don't want to refer as a Habesha, but it's not mandatory. If you for me, I felt Habesha, so I'm happy to use it.
To close out the interview, I would love to hear folks' thoughts on what was shared today. Thank you so much, Lwam, for sharing your story, your views on this word, and for contributing to this project. It means a lot to me.
Thank you.
For everyone watching, Lwam is my roommate at this conference, so I really appreciate her time.
Me too.
So I'd appreciate everyone to share their thoughts on what Lwam has shared. What are your thoughts on the word Habesha? If you were born back in Eritrea, do you agree with Lwam? Do your experiences align, or do you have other experiences and viewpoints to present? Please comment below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And you can find more information on the Habesha Photo Project in the description below. So thank you all for watching, and I'll see y'all next time.